What is up, guys? I am Sean for the Comics Pals. We are here live on the last day of New York Comic Con 2021, and standing next to me is one of the living legends of this industry. I am standing next to one of the most prolific writers in comics, Brian Azzarello. Brian, how has your weekend been?
It's been great. It's been really good to get back into this stuff. You know, the attendance has been not usual New York Comic Con, which I find a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because, we've all been through so much over the last year and change, and here it feels almost like a sigh of relief. Like we're able to do something fun again and kind of get back with our tribe in a way.
Yeah. It's good to see faces in person instead of on Zoom. You know.
Exactly.
Had it with Zoom.
I think we all have. So, you have worked.
Wait, listen.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Zoom. You kept a lot of people sane
Yes.
for 18 months.
Yes. And frankly, employed. It was a resource for a lot of us. You've worked on some of the greatest comics of all time, in my opinion.
Well, I appreciate your opinion.
Well, I would go further. I would say it's a fact, but people have their thoughts. I want to talk to you about the first book that I ever read of yours,
All right.
which was Joker.
Okay.
So I felt overexposed to the Joker for a long time, and I felt that book was a breath of fresh air because of the way that you presented the character. He wasn't the focus. It wasn't about the jokes. It wasn't about the cackling and the laughing. It was about the psychology. What did you go into that book kind of wanting to present differently from what we're kind of used to with that character?
That book came about as a reaction, actually, to both Lee and I thought that Joker had been he'd almost become an anti-hero, the way he was being used. And we wanted to give him his teeth back. I mean, he shouldn't be somebody that people like. He should be somebody that when he walks into a room, your asshole clenches up, It's like, what's he doing here? Oh no, So that's what we try to do with it. Like make him a villain again,
One of my favorite moments from that book, and I guess it's not really a question, but it was when we see Batman, and
just at the end.
yeah, just at the end.
No, he is seated throughout the entire book.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I loved so much about it, was that he was more of a presence, kind of like a force rather than an actual character. And it added a sense of almost dread to every scene because the Joker's fate is ultimately to be stopped by Batman. Right. And it's coming, and then it finally does, and it was amazing. So yeah, just wanted to compliment you on that.
Thank you.
I also really appreciated First Wave.
Okay.
So
Not many people ask me questions about First Wave, but all right, let's go.
Well, I wanted to ask you what your intentions were with that series, because I thought it was really unique, especially at a time for DC where, if I'm remembering correctly, that was like early New 52 or maybe just before the New 52.
Man, I don't know.
I think I'm right on that if my memory's working for me, but this felt like such a different direction. So what were your intentions with First Wave, and what are your memories of that series?
The intention was to go in a different direction, kind of do something a bit more, like create an alternative reality that's more realistic, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Kind of take in all the sort of pulp elements that were, kind of prevalent in the 20s and the 30s and that kind of stuff, and modernize them. Unfortunately, though, those characters don't resonate with current audiences, I mean, Doc Savage is like, what a fantastic character. Yeah. But then you put him up next to Superman, it's like, oh, you're not so fantastic, Because, comics came and took those kind of characters and turned them up to 11, Yeah.
Well, even so, I thought you were able to tell really interesting stories. That was my first exposure to characters like Doc Savage, and it was a lot of fun. So, thank you for that series. I really enjoyed it.
Sure.
I also wanted to ask you about Dark Knight 3, The Master Race.
Okay.
So that one you worked on with Frank Miller and Andy Kubert.
Yep.
What was it? What was the creative process like between the three of you? Because you are three, powerhouses in the industry. Obviously, Frank created a brand with The Dark Knight. What was it like for you to kind of come onto that project and, add your flavor to it?
It was pretty easy. I mean, I would go over to Frank's studio. We'd work on the script together. Mostly, I would be taking a lot of notes of what he wants, what he was looking for in it. Then I would, put it all together, take it back to him. Then we'd send it to Andy, and it was a very close collaborative process. More. There's some things I work on that are. I write the script, I send it away, and I get it back. This was a little bit more hands-on. We were doing a lot of stuff together.
Is that in a perfect world? Is that the way that you would like to collaborate more often?
It's good. Yeah, I mean, in a perfect world, perfect world is working with Eduardo Riso. That's the perfect world. There you go. I write it and it comes back and look how great it is. We're finished here. I was like.
Well, I don't want to take too much of your time, but I just wanted to ask you one last question.
Sure.
Obviously, you have worked on so many characters, and you have really left your mark on this industry. What are the things that keep you sort of motivated and excited to continue to tell stories?
Oh, boy, those are the questions I ask myself. Like what? I think I still have something to say. That might just be me, though.
It's not. It's not.
I mean, like doing the current Suicide Squad book that I'm doing with Alex Maleev. I think we have a very unique approach to this. I think that it is going to be when it's all said and done. It's a very, very memorable Red Hood story.
Yeah, absolutely. Reading it. There was obviously a lot of Suicide Squad content out there due to the movie. This was the one for me that felt the most unique. Presented the squad in a way that we really haven't seen, certainly not of late since they became more popular with the film. I think it's been awesome. I totally agree with that.
Thanks.
So
You're gonna hate the ending. I can't wait for you to hate the ending.
Okay, can you tease us with what that might be?
I think I just did.
I'll take that. Thank you so much. Again, I can't tell you how much I appreciate your work. I know that a lot of people listening to this feel the same way. So for them, I'm saying thank you so much for all that you have done in this industry. And I look forward to continuing to see what you have to say.
Cool, man. Thank you.
Absolutely. Is there anything you want to leave them with, where they can find you on social media, anything like that?
I don't know what I'm on Twitter and Instagram.
Okay.
I don't know how to find me, though. I think it's just my name.
I would imagine it's at Brian Azzarello.
Probably.
Well, for the Comics Pals, we are, of course, at the Comics Pals all over social media. Go check us out on Twitter and Instagram. We've got a ton of different posts out right now. We've traveled this whole convention, interviewed almost everybody that we were interested in interviewing. I am very lucky this weekend, very tired also. But make sure you guys leave us a like, subscribe, share the video with your friends, all that great stuff. For Brian, I'm Sean saying, until next time, take care, guys.